So my grandparents' generation, my mother's generation, my generation, and then obviously children today, they all know and love Pooh. He's a beloved character. What this film does beautifully is capture the personalities of all these characters that are so known and so well loved. The audiences will see the authentic Pooh Bear that they know, and you have all these kind of typical Poohisms of like, people say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. And the very naive but yet actually profound words of wisdom that is also very funny. Like his lack of self-awareness is also very charming and funny, you know, and he doesn't mean it, but he says things that you can almost come out the idea of like a Zen master would say. Like he's almost like also a kind of a Yoda figure. And I think audiences will, find that this is the Pooh that they know, and yet he's been able to create a very modern-looking story. These animals don't look like, they look like loved, worn bears and toys. They don't look like kind of new, flashy, glossy versions of themselves. They look like they've lived for a very long time. And yet this is the film where you see what they've been able to do in terms of the technology to bring these characters to life, where you see hairs on them, individual hairs. Like the amount of detail makes it feel so much more real. And their expressions are so human-like. This is a story of a man who has gone into the rat race of life on this kind of hamster wheel of trying to provide for his family, but in trying to provide from his family, he ends up neglecting his family. And he's lost in a way. And then I think when he has the opportunity to revisit his childhood, he's kind of reminded of what those early connections were for him, and how that they were able to form relationships with other people later on in life. You know, when we're younger and we're living in that world of play and make-believe, and your friends and your stuffed toys and your world, which is so small to the outside world, but for you it's everything. You're creating those kind of bonds and connections with people and things. Yeah, it's just a very charming and very sweet film that I think families will really love. It's very endearing and gentle.